He's pooping. Woo! Do it. We're gonna try him. Hopefully he doesn't poop.
Yeah.
Mine's just pooping.
Mine is too.
Well, welcome back to the Abundant Harvest Homestead. I'm Papa Pepper. This guy's Buddy Pepper, our little bugger. He's got his apron on today. Why do you got an apron on?
Do chicken.
He wants to help do some meat chickens. So we picked up 100 earlier this year, got 102 of them. We did the first 50 a bit ago. We did lose some, but we've probably got around another 30 or so we're going to do today. I don't know if they're all big enough to justify doing them today, but we're going to go ahead and process up the big ones. I got a day here. We want to get them done because the longer you got them, the more you feed them, the more that costs you. And Mama Pepper is pregnant. We're gonna have a baby soon, so we want to get this done before then too, right?
Yeah.
Because if she's got a little baby, that's gonna make it harder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did leave some stuff kind of set up and around from our last batch. If you notice, this is one of the ones I really liked, is just screwing these couple boards together, taking some hay bale twine, hanging them to hang the chickens on, got these kill cones, and then we catch the blood in a bucket of water, or in a bucket, add some water, and use that to kind of fertilize our garden too. So kids are gonna grab some and fill up these cages for us, and we'll get ready. Ready, Bugger?
Yeah.
So it's our goal and our hope in this video to, one, show you a couple interesting things we found out over the years in butchering chickens, and number two, to show you something that we really enjoy and that worked out amazing for us, and it blessed us at our Thanksgiving dinner, but that a lot of people, I know a lot of people overlook it. I know a lot of people who do use it don't do it like this, so we just wanted to share it and hopefully get you guys kind of thinking about some other stuff that you may not always be used to.
This one's not a meat chicken. He's one of the ones, we got an egg from some of our friends, and then we put it in the incubator and we hatched him. He's a Sussex. He's about the size or almost as big as one of these meat chickens, but I think we're gonna save him for breeding.
So this one likes to come back here every day too when you guys feed the meat chickens, right?
He'll follow us around until we go to the meat chickens.
And he likes to hang out over here by them. You want to butcher that one up, son?
Yeah.
Good. Let's get some over there.
Yeah, just a minute.
So this is what they're looking at right now. You can see on the back of here there's a pile of feet. And one thing we like to do is we use the feet for broth. We can add it in with the carcasses and stuff, but we'll take like the toenails off and we'll peel the orange layer or the yellow layer off. But we save all the feet like monster truck's cutting them off right now. And then once we get inside here, there's some more stuff we like to like to take care of. You can see Bugger, he's part of our feather removal team. So after I put him in the hot water and the plucker, he sits there and finishes plucking them, hands them over to Monster Truck over there. He sits there and cuts off the feet, and then we get down to Pinky Pepper and Red Pepper over here, who finish it out from there. You guys think we're going necks on this time or necks off?
I don't know.
I think we'll do necks off and we'll can them separately. So another thing we do is we do can the necks, and Monster Truck will show you one of those interesting things here.
Let's see if this one got some air in the back.
Hear that?
Here's the teeth.
What do you got on that one?
It's not.
This one doesn't have
Nope.
any air.
Check Buggers once.
Hooey.
So this is one thing we found out early on too, doing chickens, the kids found out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can press on them. Yeah, not that one. But they'll make that interesting sound you heard a couple times. Yep, they're done, son.
Yeah, they're done.
But that's one interesting thing. Makes it a little more fun. And Bugger, what's your job right now?
Plucking
Plucking? And what do you get off of the carcasses?
the feathers.
Show me. Can you hold them up? Yeah, he helps take off the feathers. So those are probably some tail feathers from a rooster or something. And there we go.
Red Pepper's chicken's beautiful.
So we're moving forward. I'm going to show you something else, but we're going to get this one here in the cooler. Oh, buddy, that's a good sized chicken. We're going to save some of these whole like this, and then some we're going to just piece up. You want to open this for me, Monster Truck?
Yeah.
Oh, Bugger wants to help too? Alright. So that's the first one heading in. There we go. Cool it off. Thank you, son. But here, yeah, let's see what Monster Truck has here in his hand. Okay, this is one of those parts that you can use, and we like to. So if you open this up, what's inside there, son?
Just the crop.
All sorts of stuff. And when you get them, yeah, this would be the gizzard here, all full of that stuff. You can hear the stones falling out too that you use to grind up their stuff. And if you peel carefully, you can take that membrane off, that dirty membrane, and what you wind up with is something like this. And we like to take these, chop them into pieces, and then actually can them. And if you ever had like giblets and gravy, these guys are super chewy, but after you can them, they're very soft. So we're gonna do some of that. Had some in our Thanksgiving dinner. Definitely one subscriber said it looked like cat food, but very tasty, wouldn't you say? You like those giblets?
Yeah.
On your gravy? Yeah, so there you go. This is one of the guys, I mean, this is from 2 of these. You can see how they fit in my hand here. We'll clean them up a bit more and stuff, but
And they're bigger than the last ones.
decent sized meat here. So if we're able to chop those up and use them, that's gonna be a lot better for us when we can get a couple cans worth of food out of them. Another thing we can up here, you know, is these necks, and then the livers we like to use, and the hearts we like to can up too. Those are all different parts, from the livers to the necks to the gizzards to the feet to the hearts that we can use and help feed our family with, right guys?
Yeah.
Try to get the most use out of everything, and then Mama likes to take the carcasses too and get them down, make a broth.
Yeah.
Do it.
try him. Hopefully he doesn't poop.
Yeah.
Mine's just pooping.
Mine is too. Ooh, no.
Try some, guys.
Oh, use his point. I know.
This is, we call it the Mercy chicken. When it was really little, it was only about like that big. Some of our friends came over. We hadn't seen them for a long time. And they had a little daughter. And she came out over by the meat chickens and they were in the quail house. And she got this one and she tore it open right here. And when she did that, it didn't kill the chicken, but she tore open the skin and she tore off the skin, but she didn't tear the membrane between the skin and the inside of the chicken. And then she walks over by the house, and she's only 3 years old, and she walks over by the house, by the flower bed in the tree, and she goes, "This chick can't walk," and she throws it on the flower bed and goes, "Cack!" And I picked it up and I went, "Oh no!" And so I took it inside to our room and I put it on a little mat thing I'd crocheted, and I put some paper towel on it and I put a piece of bent paper over it. And I left it there, and their dad said that we should probably kill it to put it out of its misery, but I decided I'd just give it a chance, and so it got better that day, and we put it back in with the other ones, and yeah, it's here now.
You think it's big enough to butcher today, or should we feed it for another week or two?
I don't know, we could feed it.
You want to just wait on that one?
We could. So now it has this thing, this big bump from when it happened, and their daughter's name was Mercy, so that's why we call it the Mercy chick.
So they've got a pretty large family. The little girl snuck over there without anyone knowing, obviously hurt the chicken, but we decided not to kill it. We decided to nurse it back to health and see what it would do. They have kind of a large family, so why don't we fatten it up again for another week or two, and on the last batch of chickens we'll take care of it. And if we have any footage of it from right away, we'll insert it. I think it might have been one of those early videos.
Because we were weighing it, and it had a big scab that came off of it.
So with that one being pardoned for now, this is the end of them. So we'll get these done. Monster Truck's taking some feet off, just pulling the gizzard out, and then I'll show you a little bit of some of the stuff we canned up last time. Hey, stay back. Don't grab the same chicken he's cutting, bugger. Get your hands back. He's got a big knife there. But we'll show you some of the stuff we had canned up from last time, and I'll get some info from Mama Pepper in case anyone's interested on how to do it. And for us, we just put them in the, cut their heads off, let them hang a minute, put them in 150 degree water for about, I don't know, 30 to 60 seconds. Put them in that yard bird chicken plucker, and then they pretty much look like this when they come over here, right?
Yeah.
And who's our next chicken plucker after the machine?
Me.
Yeah. Can you show me your hair again? Oh, hold on. You probably got dirty hands. I'll pull it back. Look at that haircut. If you missed the last video, that's what he's got. He's got a lot of nothing. Look here, bugger. Whoa. We'll hide that hairless head. Oh.
He's not going to be one of those today.
Yeah, I wouldn't show her all that. Go sneak it back over. We're pardoning that one for now and fattening it up. Because Mercy comes from a big family, and we wanted to take that one and actually bless them with it. So that's the plan. And we'll probably give them, 2 whole birds or 3, just so they got enough for the whole family. And I actually got a fire going, so I'm thinking I'm going to cut one of these in half and get it going, oh yeah, on the fire. And eat that up tonight for dinner. That sounds good. What's that, child?
One of the ankle biters laid an egg.
So what do you call that one? Is it a brown, a blue, or an olive egg?
It's an olive one.
Who do we get those from?
Bobblehead Homestead.
Yeah, Mr. Jeff, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to do to grill this up because I'm not situated. I actually got 2 things of rebar. Drilled it through some of the little chairs I made for the kids. Put them on some benches to get it up. We're going to let this cook down for a minute. I'm going to add this grill thing here on top. I could have almost. Yeah, it'll be fine. And then I'm going to come over here and once we get a good bed of coals underneath these ones on top, I just got a whole bunch of big sawdust I made up. So that'll make it real smoky. And that'll be really good.
But if you make one do here,
What's that?
I know it could be one do here.
Yeah. So I'm going to let this cook down a little bit and then get our chicken good. I'll probably just splay it in half, open it up, and we can enjoy that for dinner.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of blue eggs lately.
Yeah, we went from almost getting no eggs out of any of our chickens to getting over a dozen a day, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, sometime later this week, I'll probably do a chicken egg video, okay? All right, we're about ready to cook some dinner, but look at this. I actually put the left rebar through that hook, flip the grill upside down the handle, and then put that side through that one. So there's only so far I can really go. Wanted just a little more stable, and I think I might slide these in a bit too, but it should work good. And I really got to build a hot smoker and a cold smoker, but here you can see this one heading through that handle just to help hold it. I don't want to waste a whole chicken on the fire, right, Bugger?
Yeah.
Would that be good?
Yeah.
If I wasted a whole chicken on the fire?
No,
No,
it won't.
it won't. Just took that there and cut right up between the breast. We're gonna open her up like that, put her on there for a bit, then do some flipping. But looking optimistic. I'm excited. You excited, Bugger? Well, let's see what's going on out here. How's that looking? Woo-wee! That is one golden looking chicken. Careful bumping that, guys. We don't want no problems. We had any. What is? Oh, you got your thing on there. And what are you guys doing over here?
We're cleaning off the chair.
So I peeked out front, and they're hard at work, cleaning that off, making sure it's good for next time.
Red pepper, I need you.
Nice and clean. Thank you, kids. So we're inside taking care of stuff. Bugger, what kind of seeds are you saving?
Oh, God.
Okra. So he's got all these he worked through. All those seeds he's got going. And guess what? There's a lot more out in the garden. But that's all we're doing for tonight. Red pepper. Washed up the first thing of chicken feet. We're putting that in the freezer right now. We'll make broth later. But yeah, we got enough to deal with. Then I got a bunch of these. These are Celeste figs here. And these ones are brown turkeys. Packaged up for shipment. I got a bunch going out this week. Got a bunch of these the kid just cut up to have some french fries with our chicken, right?
Yeah.
What kind of salt is that?
Smoked salt.
Smoked salt. Do you remember where from? Mr. Bauer over at where? An American
Homestead?
Yeah, an American Homestead. That smoked salt is amazing. That stuff's maple smoke, so we're gonna put some of that on here. It'll match our chicken, and yeah, What do you think, Bugger?
It might be good.
Yeah, you got a lot of those seeds, huh? That's next year's crop, boy. Good work. So here's a little fun one you may not have seen before. I think the kids were doing it in the last video, right?
Yeah, I did it in the last one.
Let's see what it is. You hold it up so I can see it. There we go. Whoa, you just pull that tendon. That's how that works. And that's one thing too, like if you feel the little tendons in your wrist, when you wiggle your fingers, they're all moving there, helping it move. That's kind of interesting to think about. A little bit of biology, huh?
Yeah.
So Pinky's getting the next batch of feet ready, and then we're moving on to gizzards, I think. Maybe I should cook some liver up right away tonight, and hearts. So now Pinky is gonna take these gizzards. You guys saw us take the inside out of them earlier. She's just kind of picking all the spare stuff off of them, making sure they're clean, no dirt. And when she gets to that point, she's gonna give them a rinse, put them in this strainer. We'll get them over to Monster Truck, and this time he's gonna cut them in little pieces where we'll cold pack them into pint jars so that we can pressure can them and yeah, have them for later. So here Monster Truck is cutting up our gizzards and making little giblets. The only thing he's really removing is these white parts here that would come, I'll show you on one. Pretty much when you open one up, right across here and right across here, it's just a thick section of tough white tendon or something. So when you slice them in half, it's really easy to see. Here you got meat, tendon, meat, tendon. I think it's tendon. It's some sort of, you know, tough thing that's just super chewy. So we're going to cut the meat off of here, the meat off of here, the meat off of there, add the little white parts over there, and yeah, just cut them into little pieces. It'll be good to fit in a can. He's got a very sharp knife, so he's being careful. And we'll see what the other kids are doing. So here, Red Pepper is flipping our potatoes. Oh, sorry, yeah, Red Pepper. Flipping our potatoes to take care of that side for dinner. But then the kids said they wanted something else to eat as well. What did you guys say you wanted to eat?
Deep fried hearts and liver.
Yeah, deep fried hearts and liver. So when we do our hearts and livers, we do them a lot like we would a fish fry. So right now, Pinky Pepper is just cutting the snips off the end of the hearts. They're about this big, kind of like the size of a little jalapeno popper or something. We'll probably cut them in half still, lengthwise, okay, child? Tip to whatever. And then we're going to batter them in some zatarans. If you're down from the south, shore lunch if you're up north maybe. Just like some fish batter. Now we're going to deep fry them. And we're also going to do the same thing with some liver. So that's going to be our side with our smoked chicken. And Pinky Pepper's hard at work taking care of that.
That big juicy?
So Monster Truck's getting some more to work on. If you got a couple to work on. Oh yeah, she's got another one coming for you?
I'll just go wait for that one.
Cool. Pinky has got me some liver and stuff prepared, and we'll show you guys cold packing that. I'll have Mama Pepper tell you how she does it in the pressure canner, and then we'll show you the end result with some stuff we did last time. She's got a bunch of liver and hearts cut up for me, and she's working on more, so I'm gonna get this going. One thing we like to do is stuff like this, buy in bulk. So this is a giant thing of zatarans. We'll take some in a large bag here and get it going in some hot oil. So that'll be wonderful. And oh, I should show you this quickly. Would you open that for me, child? Yeah. So there are our potatoes, and that chicken is in here just staying warm. It looks absolutely done. I can't wait to taste it. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Does that give you encouragement for all your hard work?
Yeah.
I love the immediate reward. We worked really hard, so we should immediately have a reward from our efforts. Kind of like if I shoot a deer, I throw in some venison jerky right away. So I just give them a toss in that bag, get some of these guys like this. Okay, there's some little liver. Put that in the hot oil. Not hot yet. Okay. We got it heating up. It's heating up. There's a flame down there, but it's not hot yet. So I'm going to remove it and wait till it's ready. It should bubble and sizzle when you put it in there, kind of like if you're doing a fish fry. And then we set it on a paper towel, plate with some paper towel on it to suck the grease out when we get done. So I'm gonna let this roll. I'll show you some sizzling here in a bit. But a great way to enjoy some of those hearts and liver right away. And a great way too that even the kids will be eating the liver and stuff. Now you can hear it sizzling. Yeah, that's how it should be. So two things, they'll float really well and they'll get really quiet when they're ready. Just let these go and get the next ones on the way. So here we go. This is what we got for dinner tonight. These are a bunch of those hearts and livers. This is a whole bed of the French fries the kids made, and here is the hickory smoked whole chicken. Get some barbecue sauce, some ketchup, some stuff, and we're gonna do it up. And then we'll show you kind of some of the other things that we can and how that looks and how that works. You guys ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Is this a good immediate reward for all your hard work today?
Yes. Yes.
Around this table it has been nothing but compliments and wows and people raving and devouring. I took one bite of this and Monster Truck just pointed out it's so juicy on the inside but so, you know, crisp on the outside. It is amazing. Those little fried up hearts and gizzards, so good with some barbecue sauce. Having some ketchup with those potatoes, but wow, this is absolutely incredible. What do you think, child?
It's really good.
Bugger?
No.
No, it's not amazing? Do you still like it though?
I don't like this guy because it's this too spicy.
Oh, you don't like the barbecue sauce. How's the chicken?
Good.
Does it taste smoky?
Yeah.
What about you, child?
It's delicious.
Look at that boy. He's just devouring. Guys, you probably can't see the juiciness of this. But look at that. Such flavor. No seasonings at all, guys.
Nope.
Just hickory. Smoke. So we just decided to weigh one of these big ones we're actually going to bless some neighbors with. And it was like 6 pounds, 2.8 ounces down there. And that's, wow, just the weight of that chicken. That's awesome. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Pretty cool, huh? You want to get up to the neighbors?
Yeah.
I think they could use that.
I think we could use.
So to close this thing out, you know, you guys got to see how you can push on the carcass and make it go sound like a chicken. You know, the kids are making them squeak. Pinky Pepper was playing with the tendons. Those are kind of some of the
Just pull that tendon, that's how that works.
interesting things we found out along the way. But then also using things like the gizzards and the hearts and the livers and everything else, the feet. Those are all things that people used to really use a lot. A lot of people overlook them these days. We definitely don't. So I'm just gonna kind of go through a couple of these things we got canned up with you guys, and some of the ways that we just preserve them so we don't have to worry about refrigeration. We don't have to worry about putting them in the freezer. So we've got a couple different things. Why don't I grab some of the ones like this? Okay. So one thing, these here, can you grab the hearts too?
Yep.
We've got, these are the gizzards cut up, the giblets. And here is hearts. Here is breast meat. These are all different chicken meats that have no bones in them. So how did you pressure can those?
So these ones we did 65 minutes, 11 pounds pressure.
75 minutes.
Oh, 75 minutes for the no bone, just the
So-
meat. Yep, 11 pounds pressure for pints.
And the cool thing is everything that we did here is 11 pounds pressure. It's just interesting that for some reason without the bone, it's 75 minutes, which is going to be an hour and 15 minutes. But if you have ones with the bone, which we never even really thought about doing them with the bone until I was feeling kind of under the weather. Zach over at An American Homestead thought maybe some chicken soup would help, and he gave us some drumsticks in a jar. Now these happen to be, I think, the
The chicken thighs.
thighs, but the bones are right in the top of here too. And when you do bone in, it's for 10 minutes less, right?
Yep.
So 65 minutes, 11 pound pressure, pints for bone in. So after we did that, we started doing the necks. Started doing drumsticks, wings, I think. Did we do any wings? Or did we save them all for...
I think we just froze the wings.
Yeah, we might have froze the wings just for grilling out or making some barbecued wings or some hot wings. But
Yeah.
the drumsticks and the thighs. And it was really cool because a lot of times if you have the softer bones, we'll nibble on them. And there's a lot of good things like for your teeth and your bone health and other stuff in the bones that you can get those nutrients and those vitamins and those minerals out of there if they're soft, but you're not really going to chew on it hard. So that was really cool. We'll have to see how these are in here as well. And the other thing we did was broth. And we got quite a few quarts of these. This is one thing that we'll use the feet for. And actually, we know a neighbor who came and helped us when we did our first batch of 50. And she's like, what, 15, 14?
15.
15. And she called us to find out some information because she was making her own pickled chicken feet. You know, and I'm like, what an amazing, awesome, wholesome activity for a 15-year-old girl to be doing these days, to being like, hey, I'm going to go pickle some chicken feet and eat them. I mean, compared to a lot of the things a lot of the young women out there are doing, that's awesome. And I wholeheartedly, you know, agree with that. I'm amazed by that. So when we're cutting up our chickens and getting all the pieces off, we took all the carcasses and we began, what's your process for broth making?
What was the process? This time I tried to do something that our friends did, which was shallow makers. I guess they would roast the carcasses first, I believe. I don't know. I don't remember if it was for 30 minutes or for an hour, but I did it somewhere around there. And then they would put them in a pot and let them sit in some apple cider vinegar and I think water. I'm not sure about the amounts, but I just kind of put some apple cider vinegar in there and with some water and let them kind of sit in there for a little bit, and then I would just start to bring them to a boil and, you know, skim the what do you call it?
Scum.
Off the top, the frothiness off the top, and then just let it continue, you know. After it came to a boil, then I would just let it simmer for a few hours the rest of the day, as long as I wanted to. So.
And the apple cider vinegar helps draw some of the stuff out of the bones and stuff like that.
The good minerals out of the bones, so that's what that's there for. So
we'd use like the kitchen scraps, so you wouldn't really throw it to the compost, like some of the ends of celeries or different carrots. Put that in there for added nutrition. The carcasses, the feet, and for the feet you'd kind of like scald them, take the outer skin off and the toenails off, and then throw them in, right?
Yes.
And the feet got a lot of like gelatin.
Yeah.
So it makes it real jelly.
Very
you know?
nutritious for our bodies. So.
And that was the issue that the neighbor girl, her thing kind of all gelled up, and she's like, is this normal? You think this is still good to eat? And we're like, well, you heated up feet, which have a lot of gelatin in them, and then you refrigerated it. So yeah, it just kind of turned into a...
Jelly feet.
Yeah, jello. You know, chicken flavored jello.
So,
what were you going to say?
Jelly feet?
Before that.
I don't know. But.
So one thing we're going to do in the future then too is probably start using the necks as well for this. We did can up a bunch because I figured, I don't know what the future holds, but if I can get some jars of, you know, chicken necks to nibble on later, that could come in incredibly handy. It just really could. So these were actually the broth, 11 pounds of pressure for a quart for only 25 minutes is what we did. And absolutely love being able to put stuff up. You want to lift a couple? You know, put different stuff up like this to be able to have stuff that just sits there for a year or years, and you don't have to worry about refrigeration. You don't have to worry about things. We've got this food available. We raised it ourselves. That's very exciting. Non-GMO food.
About these were super delicious. This was our first time canning these. They're the giblets, and they were so good in our gravy.
Yeah.
They were amazing. They were so soft, pressure canned, and I recommend doing it. So
yeah, when I grew up, like every Thanksgiving, my mom would make gravy, but she'd always have giblets and gravy. She'd take the, you know, the gizzard out of the turkey and cut it up, but it was always like, you know, fresh or frozen. So it just got cooked, so it was still really rubbery and chewy, and I've got nothing wrong with that at all. But to have ones that are just super tender and soft and just kind of your teeth just sink through them, it was really good. We had a really good Thanksgiving, and even that, you know, trying to use the most of everything. The first thing we did was we had our Thanksgiving dinner. The second thing we did was we had leftovers. Then we tried to make like some salad wraps with some of the turkey. And after that, what did you do with the carcass?
What? I don't know. What did I do?
You made turkey soup.
Oh, yes.
So there's, you know, this big turkey carcass, and I'm not even sure if it would fit in our pots when it was whole because this bird was big. But there's all that food in there. There's all those nutrients and minerals and stuff in the bones. So she made turkey soup out of it. You held back like a little turkey breast, right?
Yeah. Yep. I held back a good chunk of breast for the turkey soup, and then threw the carcass in to make the turkey soup with some vegetables, potatoes, and Pinky Pepper made the
Oh yeah, we were making it, and I'm like, hey, can we throw some dumplings in there?
dumplings.
So we did that too, which was
And
amazing.
those were great. And after we ran out of those, like for like the next meal, we were all out of dumplings in the soup, and it was just a whole bunch of, you know, and things are getting low in there. Well, we threw in some leftover rice, and then we had turkey and rice soup, and the kids loved that. So we just kind of kept like stretching it with all that.
I think we got 5 or 6 meals
pretty good.
out of our Thanksgiving dinner.
That was
So that
pretty
was a
good.
blessing.
Yeah, that was a huge blessing. That was turkey we got from our friends.
Yeah. So even as you guys saw
Sounds cool.
with the livers and the hearts and deep frying them, or canning up some of these hearts to use later, or taking those gizzards and cutting them up and you know, just add them to something, cook them to something, or can them first and have them be soft and chewy, you know, or like I said with the neighbors with the pickled chicken feet, or making a broth out of them, you know. There's so many uses for these other parts. It's just not, you know, boneless chicken breast that we're looking for. It's what can we get out of this creature. We'll raise it up here in our homestead. We're going to dispatch of it. We're going to butcher it. We're going to process it. But what else can we get out of it that it can benefit us, and that we're getting the most use out of the life of that animal as possible? It's going to die one day anyway. The purpose of the meat birds, especially like Cornish crosses, is just to produce meat. And it's just amazing to look around at how much extra food, how many extra jars we can get with doing them up like that, as opposed to just trying to get some drumsticks and breast, or, you know, whatever normal people settle for.
Mm-hmm. And even with canned chicken, I've used it, you know, pretty easily. Just putting it on our pizzas, making a chicken Alfredo pizza. That works out great. And you know, a chicken salad or lettuce wraps, chicken wraps. But chicken pot pie, you know, it comes in handy real quick when you need a quick meal. So.
And we're looking forward to just continuing to learn, continue to get these skills. Pretty much as Papa Pepper, I make, you know, the salsas. I do a lot of the hot water baths.
Mm-hmm.
She's the pressure canner lady. We kind of each have our own kind of things that we do. So, you know, the pickles, the pickled noodle beans, the pickled snake gourds now, the salsas, some of the different sauces. That's stuff that I kind of take over and just do with my hot water baths and keep an eye on it and kind of learning and tweaking and mastering. And we'll probably swap some of these skills one day. But right now she's just been running the pressure canner and just doing all sorts of different stuff. And from the canned carp, which was amazing, and that was a new experiment earlier this year.
Yeah, we got some down here if you want some.
Yeah, pull a jar. And grab me a pickled noodle beans down there.
Oh,
too.
that's it.
Yeah, so here's my noodle beans. Pickled noodle beans are so delicious. These are the Chinese red noodle beans. I think we still have seeds for these for sale in our Etsy shop, but my #1 bean, hands down, absolutely. They're color coded, pest resistant, they love the heat, they do great. And yes, I remember
Still looking good.
from back in what, that's May?
Yep.
From in May when I was getting the carp. I canned it up, and it was an experiment at the time, but I popped the first one and I smelled it and I said, that smells like tuna, or it smelled like salmon. I think it smelled like salmon. I forget. It smelled like one, it tasted like the other, but there was a little bone in there. and I touched the little bone and it just crumbled, you know, like the spine bones inside of a canned salmon. And I took a little taste and I'm like, oh, you know, it was amazing. I forget if it smelled like tuna and tasted like salmon or smelled like salmon and tasted like tuna. Either way, I'm not buying any of that stuff ever again. I'm gonna go down to the lake every year when these guys spawn. I'm gonna shoot a bunch of them, fillet them up, cut those in some little chunks, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I think we gotta catch, clean, and can with the carp, right? I'll link that video somewhere, probably put it in a card at the end of the thing. Yeah, but that stuff too, you know, this was an experiment. It was something new we were doing. The whole pressure canner thing, you know, Mama Pepper reads this stuff pretty much every time we gotta do it. We're not programmed yet. We're not programmed yet. So we gotta make sure we know what we're doing and give it a go, and it's been a blessing.
So I ran to town today to pick up some things for Red Pepper's birthday.
Her birthday will probably be the day you guys see this, or the day before.
And Papa stayed home with the 3 older children, and they butchered the chickens. And it was so nice to be able to go to town and be able to do that and have them take care of all of that area. Plucking, even Bugger was out there plucking the chickens, and when I got home he told me all about his plucking the feathers off the chickens' tails, and he was really excited to help. I think he had his apron on since he woke up.
He put his apron on this morning. He's like, we're doing chickens today. Papa's not leaving for work right now. Let's do it.
He was at the door waiting for Dad for quite a while, and Dad's like, I'm not ready yet. Wait.
It's not time for that yet, son.
But he was so eager to get out there, and when it was time, he was helping out a whole bunch. And he was just going all day. But it was so nice to go to town and come back, and, you know, the kids are all helping out there, digging in there, getting the guts out and stuff. I don't think Dad had to really get in there this time either.
I clipped the heads off. I put them in their hot water bath to get their feathers off. I put them in the chicken plucker, and that was about it. I did take some of the necks off and some of the feet off, but Monster Truck was pretty much doing that. Red Pepper and Pinky Pepper did all the entrail removal. Yeah, it was amazing. I didn't have to stick my hand in a chicken today. I pretty much just did some very simple things, laid them on a table, and then was able to accomplish some other tasks while they just ran that game. And it's cool too, because when you have a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 7-year-old, and they'll sit there and, you know, butcher and process up like 30 chickens, that's amazing. It was a little bit less than that, you know, but it's just amazing. And they want to do it, and they want to help. And they were even like, Dad, it's the last day of, you know, gun season for this segment of time. Like, you should really go try to shoot a deer. And I'm like, you know, that's gonna be a lot more work, right? And they're like, yeah, we know, you know, but they know what's in it. They know, you know, it's meat. They know it's food. They know they're willing to put forth that effort to receive that blessing, and we definitely encourage that. And it's inspiring for us to see, even though those children are to a degree, you know, a return on our investment of time and effort, and the foundation that we've laid in their life. It's amazing.
Yes, so we tried to make sure to tell the children that we really appreciated their help, and we're so thankful for all of their energy they put into it and effort, and we're just really thankful. And you know, now we have 30 more chickens, you know, that we can use for our family. And so I'm really glad, and I was really tired today, so I know Papa was really tired today too.
Even after all that hard work, you know, I just took one of the birds, I cut it open in half so I could splay it out on that fire. They did all the potato stuff. Pinky Pepper did all the cutting up of the livers and hearts. I just had to, you know, bread them and deep fry them, and we were good. So it's just amazing. And then even Pinky Pepper's like, Dad, should I make some cookies for dessert too? And I'm like, no, child, I think we're going to be good. I appreciate it, but let's concentrate on cleaning up this mess of chickens that we got, because we got a lot of them still to fit in the cans, which we'll be doing over the next couple days.
Yep, and it seems like, you know, everyone plays their part and does the things that they can do and help with. You know, Bugger was plucking chickens because that's something he can do, something he can help with. Dad was running the feather plucker
and the hot water and the propane.
Hot water and that, because that's what Dad can do. And then it comes to my part. Since I didn't help outside, you know, I get to do the inside work. You know, I'll help clean up or wash the dishes and
can them.
Can the meat after they cut it all up. but everybody is doing their part, and everybody's helping in a part where they can help and be useful, and it's such a blessing because with everybody, you know, doing their own part and separating the work, it seems to flow well, and we get the job done together, and you know, with everyone focusing on their own little areas where they can be helpful. So it works out really well.
And they all want
really
to
thankful.
kind of come into the process and say, you know, what can I do? What am I going to be able to do? So it's just kind of cool. You know, there's less margin for error for Bugger plucking some feathers than there would be for him trying to remove the liver and get the gallbladder off of it or something like that. And same thing with Monster Truck. You know, it's easy for him to do some finishing up plucking and remove some legs, some of the feet, and not have to worry about, you know, squeezing poop out all over the thing or whatever it may be, where the slightly older, slightly more experienced ones, because they're getting a lot of experience, are able to focus on that, and works out well for sure. So we'll see you next time, guys. Hopefully this was beneficial in some ways. Maybe you learned a couple things. If there was anything that stuck out that you think you hadn't really heard of or thought of, please leave that in the comment section below. One thing that'll do is give us some good feedback, but another thing is, as people look through those comments, it may bring to memory something that they overlooked while watching this. Otherwise, if you guys have any other, you know, fun tips, I mean, what did you guys do with livers or with hearts, or, you know, what's your favorite thing? Let us know, because we're willing to try and experiment and check out different things and see what works best for us as a family.
All right, guys, that's it for our video today. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you watching, and Mom out.